Right, so I don't usually make videos about stuff that goes on the internet or really just like anything, but as someone who's a Bionicle fan and who's posted Bionicle videos, I thought this might be appropriate. This is just a stream of consciousness right now. I haven't got a script. I'm just speaking from the heart, basically. So if you don't already know, you've missed out. This happened last night. But if you've woke up and read about it, or this is the first time you've seen it, so basically, Bionicle Mask of Power, the fan game that's on Steam, that's finished. They've shut it down. If you don't know, do you know what? I could probably I wonder if it's still up. I'm actually going to find out if it's still on Steam. It's probably right. So yeah, this is another thing as well. So the people that have created the Bionicle game, they're no longer called Team Konohi. They're called Unmasked Games. I'll put up some pictures in the video, but basically, Project Westbound is we don't know anything about it yet. Judging by the screenshots, it's just going to be like a knockoff Bionicle game. Let's be real, right? But it's no longer on the store otherwise. Oh, no. So they've just rebranded the whole page because I wish listed the Bionicle Mask of Power. But going onto this page today, it says I'm following and wish listing it. So I'll just should I read the letter? No, I'll just list it in the video. Really, what I want to talk about is why this is happening. Why is 8 years ago, if anyone is in the know, Lego has something called the fair play policy. So because Lego is a creative product and people have been posting videos and pictures of their creations, obviously, a strict support of copyright. None of that would happen because you're posting footage and pictures of our product, cease and desist, or we'll send our lawyers on you. But I think obviously recognizing the reality of the situation, and obviously it's beneficial for Lego for people to post videos, brick films and share online all their stuff, right? And that was being applied really to fan games and like the YouTube videos and the Biomedia project. It's not an intellectual property that Lego's using outside the odd reference in a sticker and a Ninjago set. Or obviously there was the gift with purchase set. I own that. I think most Bionicle fans by this point have been buying that Tahoe and Sakura set like it's there's no tomorrow, because obviously that's the only thing we've had since literally 2016. I mean, Bionicle G2. I mean, it came out in 2015. I didn't buy any of it, but I mean, it went as soon as it came. But I think what's happened is, if anyone knows about, funny enough, talking about Steam, Hunt Down the Freeman, that was a Half-Life mod. Similar sort of situation actually. Half-Life was Valve's flagship intellectual property. It was used to develop game technologies. I think it was a documentary on the anniversary of Half-Life 2, and Gabe Newell just said in the documentary, we were stumped. I was stumped. We didn't know what to do with Half-Life 2 Episode 3, so we just did Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, Counter-Strike, blah, 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 right? Apparently, there is still something going to happen with the Half-Life intellectual property, but I'm not going to talk about that at length. But the idea is that Hunt Down the Freeman was a fan game. It was basically made by people. Hey, we haven't got Half-Life 3, let's make our own Half-Life game. It was dreadful. Anyone who bought it, it was just made by a bunch of YouTubers or something. It wasn't made by the people that made Half-Life, so obviously it didn't really feel like a Half-Life game. But since then, Valve have been a bit more hostile to fan projects, and corporations are corporations and they share information and they have consultants and all the rest of it, right? And I think what's happened is corporations have had a more hostile or suspicious view of fan projects, and apparently there's been some rearranging in Lego's corporate hierarchy. I don't know anything about that. I'm not a corporate person and I don't want to spread misinformation, but long story short, my personal opinion on why they've changed tracks after 2 years, why they did a U-turn and said, oh no, you must now take this down. They didn't really give a reason apparently. They only think that it was something to do with, you type in Bionicle Master Power was in the top 5 search results, ranking at number 2, like it was actually outranking Lego's own, because Lego keeps all the old Bionicle instruction manuals on their website. I don't even think they were even coming up as far as the list as this thing was. But despite all the many disclaimers, they didn't even use the Lego logo. They just would print Team Konohi, right? This is not associated with Lego. Bionicle is a trademark owned and operated by Lego Group, yada, yada, yada. But I think that I do have a feeling that 8 years ago when this fan project was started, Lego was really not doing anything at all. I think Lego had just finished G2, I think. There's been a couple Bionicle fan games before, and there's another thing, that there actually has been a couple that have released. The unreleased Bionicle Quest for Matanui, I think it was called. Bionicle The Legend of Matanui. Now that's actually playable, right? The Lightstone Productions, the people that are actually managing this remake, re-release, whatever you want to call it, they have put out a statement on their Discord. They're keeping an eye on the situation. I'm recording this on the 18th of May 2025. They haven't had any contact from Lego. There's another fan project, Takura 64. I mean, that was released. If you got one of those little SD card cartridges and you got the ROM and you put it straight in an N64, it'd work, That's a fan game you can play beginning to end. Bionicle Heroes. Bionicle Heroes was literally a game you could buy. It was made by TT Games. It was delisted from. It's not on anything. I don't think you could buy it on Steam or Xbox or anything. But you can download that straight from the Biomedia page. Like, you could download and play an entire game that was made by a AAA games company, right? The people that make modern Lego games, TT Games, right? They made that, Bionicle Heroes. You can play that right now if you wanted to. I mean, I don't know if that's going to stay up any longer. I'm not going to lie. Well, a few people have said, back up any Bionicle media from the Biomedia project right now. If there's anything you want to see, or if there's anything you want to keep, just back it up now. Because if Lego comes in with the sledgehammer, that's it, it's gone. People are saying that, this means that Lego's going to do something with the IP. Bionicle G3 at long last. Don't hold your breath for that, guys. Honestly, it's probably going to be, if anything, a footnote on a page in a Lego history book. It's going to be Toa Gali in that weird Lego creator set where Tahu just looked like this sad little abomination. It might be, that little Lego statuette, that Tahu and Takua Bionicle Mixel build. I mean, that's fantastic. Do you know what? I actually really wish that Lego did a bit more with that. A bit of an unpopular opinion. I wouldn't mind so much that, if Lego was actually going to make, going to bring back the Bionicle IP, we're going to get games, we're going to get films, we're going to get TV show, sets, all the above, right? If we got that from Lego, do you know, this wouldn't hit so hard? It wouldn't be so frustrating because it's like, oh, but we have something. Bionicle now has present. Oh, this makes sense because, of course, Lego can't have put on all this money and research and marketing and investment into the Bionicle IP when someone's basically just coming off the side and taking half your footswell, hits, whatever. I mean, Lego, they're not making a penny off this. I mean, maybe it was something to do with the fact that they're Patreon and you could donate, but it was very, very clear that you're not funding the game directly. You're not buying the game. The game is free. They were going to release a demo. I mean, this is the tragic thing. 3 months from now, we were going to have access to the demo. I mean, Team Konohi have uploaded what they call the post-mortem of a Masks Apart, and it's like a little over an hour of gameplay from like Toa Liwa's level. I haven't watched the whole thing. I just kind of scrubbed through it and scrubbed through to the end to see if there was any extra information, because obviously one of the developers was just explaining the situation from the information that he had, because of course you don't have a lot of information. So I just think that Lego just didn't really think this was going to go anywhere, and that since it was getting somewhere, okay, right, well, they probably were thinking at the time, this is probably not going to go anywhere. From a lawyer's perspective, this isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to fizzle out. Something happens. These fan projects, they almost always fizzle out. No shade on people on like IndieDB or ModDB that spend like a decade on like a mod and it finally releases. I mean, Black Mesa, right? Talking about Half-Life again, Black Mesa. They started development in literally I think it was 2006, 7. Literally, it was to do with the fact that Half-Life Source was supposed to be a remake of Half-Life in the Source engine, and it just looked like a slightly zhuzhed up Half-Life 1, and they're like, right, we need to make the real Half-Life Source. We can't call it Half-Life Source, so let's just call it, Black Mesa, because that's where it's at. It took them until 2014 to get a playable demo. That's just a chunk of the game that was playable. And along the way, Valve got in and they said, oh, right, we like what you're doing. Oh, here you go. We give you full access to the Source SDK, so you can make the game look better. And then years later, they finally released it. And now you can, then they're celebrating their 10th anniversary on Steam. And that's a project that they're making money from, the Crowbar Collective. But Valve saw the opportunity to pick up on that and use it. Yeah, Lego seemed to be having this idea that this is somehow harming their brand, shutting this project down that wasn't going to make any money and was not perceived to be making any money. And they said they would never take a penny for it because Lego own the intellectual property. So if Lego is going to be doing something in the IP, I doubt it's going to be using the game or anything remotely resembling it now. So I'll just leave it as that. So if you got any comments, let me know what you think. Like I say, I hate to sound like I'm being like a typical pessimist English person, but no, honestly, I do think Lego just didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And once it started getting some real traction, yeah, they put it down, which is really sad.